Here we go. Mic check, mic check. Perfect. So, welcome back to GSK Wealth Builders. I'm Sam, and today we have a special delivery that just came in from RAK Wireless. So, RAK Wireless. So, if anyone's been following me on the channel, on social media, you'll know that I just received new helium miners. I've been mining helium since February 2021, so February of this year. And most of the miners have been third-party miners where I borrowed them from a different party to get them. And now my miners that I've ordered have finally arrived. So it's been a long time coming, and I'm glad. So it's going to do an unboxing. So today, what's going to happen, I'm going to get these miners out. It's been a long, it took a long time. So I ordered these in March. I did a test run. So once I got the first miner, I tested it out to see if it was going to make any money. Once I realized it was going to make a bit of money, I ordered some from RAK Wireless. I ordered some miners from Nebra. I didn't order from Bobcat, but I did order from Parley Labs, Nebra, and RAK. So I might have to get a refund for my Nebra because I heard that they might not be delivering anytime soon. However, I'm glad that the best miners, in my opinion, showed up, which is the CalChip miners. I don't even know how many I ordered. I feel like I ordered 3. I don't know. It was a long time ago. But yeah, good luck with Nebra. So here's the box, right? It shows up like this. Very obvious. Package came in the mail. There was no, for anyone in Canada, there was no custom that I was owed. I know anyone that bought I think anyone that bought an antenna might have had to pay customs. I'm not sure. So, looks like there's 3 in here. Looks like there's 3 miners in here, so open. Yeah. Perfect. So, the CalChip label. Nothing really important. It's just a sticker from CalChip saying, "Thank you for shopping with us." And they're in Westminster, Pennsylvania. So I actually thought CalChip was in California. I don't know. But anyways, they're in Westminster, Pennsylvania. So I got 3 boxes in. I'm going to have to find a place to put these. Actually, I'm only going to have to find a place to put 1 box. But anyways, that's what we're doing right now. So okay, so it comes in a small box like this. It says LP-WAN gateway with LoRaWAN technology, LongFi, Helium LongFi compatible, right? So what's going to happen here is I was only getting 20% of the earnings from when I was mining. Now that I have my own, I'm getting 100%. And then in theory, what I can do, I can either send the miner back to where it was, where it's from, or I can try and transfer the ones that were giving me 20%. I can send them to someone else's house, hopefully, and they'll allow me to keep streaming with someone else's house. So that person would get 20% of the earnings, and yeah. But you know, the main goal is to own 100%. So that's why I bought the miner, but I bought it March 2021. It's showing up in end September 2021. So, okay, so this is what the box looks like. It's actually very well packaged. So you got the miner on the inside. The first thing in the miner is, the antenna. So this is just like a stock antenna. I think 2 dBIs. You can get up to 10 dBi or 12 dBi antennas if you order them online. I don't really need to do that. Then it's going to come with, obviously the power supply is in a box. So it's going to come with the power supply. Cord. It's actually pretty short, so if you have issues connecting the miner to the box, like you need to actually just get like an extension cord or something if you're putting it, I don't know, close to the window whatever, you probably want to put that on a power surge protector so that if there is lightning striking, which happens often in hurricane season on the East Coast, that you don't fry your mine, because then there goes your money and there goes your time, right? So there you go. So I don't know if I can actually connect it. Matt, what's up? Mason, what's up? 619 OTA. What's going on, man? Thanks for helping people out in the Telegram group. So first of all, yeah, anyone who's not joined, please like and subscribe to the channel, GSK Wealth Builders on YouTube. And if you don't have the Telegram group, that's where we all chat and we talk about mining, we talk about crypto, we talk about investing in there in a private setting. So just go to the bottom of the YouTube video and there's a link for the Telegram group. So just, yeah, definitely join that. So yeah, there's a couple people in the chat. Shout out to Mason. Shout out to Matt. So he says, how hard are good mining PCs to find? Almost impossible. However, I don't know, maybe you want to get a connection at Best Buy to get like your mining equipment. Maybe you can like give them a profit share or something like that. However, there is YouTube, like if you go like mining, if you search on YouTube mining hardware live updates, there's actually YouTube channels that live stream the inventory of all the like mining equipment. So I would do that. So okay, so that's it. So basically all you're going to get, right, you're going to get the miner. So this is what the Helium miner is by RAK Wireless. It's really small. It's actually a Raspberry Pi, if anyone's familiar with hardware. So this is a Raspberry Pi. This is what's going to generate your income. Currently in where I'm living, this is generating about 20 bucks, 5 to 20 bucks a day. And you just plug it in, you don't do anything else, you make your 5 to 20 bucks a day. So, I mean, that's not bad, right? So you're going to connect the antenna. Oh yeah, and definitely you got to put the YouTube upload notice on. So click the bell. Okay, so now you got the miner like this. You want to have it vertical. This is going to go in one of the bedrooms in my house. So what I'll do is I'll probably just go up there, plug it in. But okay, so this is how the process goes. Let me talk to you about miner process, because it's very simple, right? You have the cord, you plug the cord in, you plug the miner in, and that's what you have right there, right? So in the chat, there's a lot of people talking about the problems that they're having with these miners, right? So yeah, OTA says GPUs are hard to find. You can find kind of cheap gaming pre-built with a GPU to mine with. Yeah, so this is the process that's happening right now. So if you have a Bobcat, miner right now, it's taking over a week to sync your Bobcat. And maybe if you have really fast internet and you plug it in with Ethernet, you can sync it better. But as of right now, Bobcats are not very good for syncing. If you have a RAK and you have decent internet and you plug it into the Ethernet cable, it'll probably take 12 hours to sync. So what syncing is just downloading all the information, every single transaction from the blockchain since time. So it's 2 years worth of transactions right now in 2021. So that's why it's going to take a long time. Next thing you're going to do, so now you've plugged in your miner. Des, what's up? You plugged in your miner, you plugged it in. In the first 5 minutes, you have to sync it. My phone's over there, but what's going to happen, you're going to go in the Helium mining app on your phone, right? You're going to go pair. If the pairing doesn't work, because it's going to search through Bluetooth on your phone. If the pairing doesn't work, there's a button on the RAK, right? It doesn't have a label on it, right? So there's a button on the RAK, and what you're going to do is you're going to hit that button. That's going to turn it into pairing mode. Then you're going to go on your phone and you're going to pair. So now it pairs, and it's going to ask you, how are you going to connect your miner to the internet? And the way you're going to connect your miner to the internet, like I said, you want to do Ethernet first to sync to the blockchain, because a Bobcat takes a week, a RAK takes 12 hours, and so you want to sync to your Ethernet. Then what you want to do is you want to get the miner as high as possible. So for example, I have 3 floors, so I'm actually going to sync on the bottom floor, floor 1. But then what I'm going to do, I'm going to unplug the miner, I'm going to run upstairs 12 hours later, and I'm going to sync on the top, or I'm going to sync on the top floor and plug it in on the top floor, and then we're good to go. So we got the rack out here. I think that's all. So Des, you know what's going on. I hope your mining's going well. And yeah, crypto technology, what's up? So we had a good chat last time. Yeah, so we're just doing this live unboxing. It's pretty simple. So now I'm going to think I can do this. I'm going to take this miner to... No, it's not going to work. It's not going to work. Anyways, I'm going to take this miner downstairs. I'm going to plug it in, and we will go from there, because if I was to unplug the miner, there's going to be no sound anyways with the video. Bobcat, okay, let's talk about this. So Bobcat has a quick sync feature if it's taking forever, but still lots of network problems. So in the Telegram group, we were talking about that. There's a quick sync feature on the Bobcat. Maybe I'll talk about that later, but you should activate the quick sync feature. And I'll receive my Linksdot later today. That's awesome. Linksdot's like a month. What else do we have? A month plus for the Linksdot. I made a video about the fast sync through Bobcat terminal. Post that in the Telegram group. So post the Bobcat fast sync. I didn't buy any Bobcats anyways. Waiting on my Bobcat. So all I gotta say with Helium, I'm very pleased with the Helium mining results, and the network is growing. If we go on, let's see, explorer.helium.com today. When I first started mining, there was 18,000 miners. Today, there's probably what? So there's 156,000 hotspots now, and 26 million HNT. So there's $500 million of Helium staked, which means it's locked up. So one thing you want to watch out for the Helium price, staking, right? So if someone is staking, I believe they can't unstake for like 4 or 5 months. It's called the cool down period, right? So all of that $500,000 worth of Helium that's staked, which means that's supply taken away, and that could actually push the price up and more people try to buy Helium. Yeah, so looking forward to Minx.2. too. So Quebec is booming. That's awesome. So Quebec, at the beginning, it was kind of slow when we were looking at it, but I'm glad to hear that it's booming. 200K miners by the end of the month. That's very possible. We're on that pace. Like, they're doing 1,000 a day with who's doing 1,000 a day? I'm guessing it had to be Bobcat, because that's the only company delivering really well. So, 1,000 a day miners, we were on pace. Carolink came in too. That's good. And yeah, look forward to link stuff. So that's what we got. So once again, just to recap, you plug the miner in for the first 5 minutes, right? You go on your app, you sync it with the app, you connect it to your Wi-Fi, and then after you sync, you're printing money. And that's all I want to do. So thank you very much for that. And one thing I want to talk about. Before I go, let's see. Bobcat doing a K a day. Nebra, sadly, Nebra's doing better than CalChip. That's interesting. So CalChip, this company, they started off really fast. And I think what would have happened, they might have had manufacturing issues. They might have had chip issues. Maybe there's a component in this miner that they couldn't get, and that was holding them up. Waiting on my Nebra. So yeah, I mean, that's the issues with manufacturing and selling hardware. So one thing I noticed, for people that are mining Helium, you're going to make the most of your money holding on to the coin. Like, there were people who were selling when I originally got into Helium, like back in March. They were selling their coins at $6, $8, $10, and they were trying to pay their bills, pay their rent, and whatever. And then all of a sudden, the price goes to like $20, $23, right? So what happens is, if you made $1,000 that month at $6 a coin, and it goes to $24, you actually made $4,000, but you already spent the money. So it's, you don't want to do that. So I think you're going to make the most money holding for the long term. Eventually people are going to stop dumping because of the halving, and we'll see what happens from there. Now, me personally, I have a coin that I believe is better than Helium. So what I did, I sold some of my Helium one of the months, and I bought Hex. and that's done very well. It's like 400% gain. So, people just got to learn the hard way, right? 10,000 helium pizza, I'm sure happened already. Uh, helium cars, helium whatever. But yeah, that's what we got right now. So if there's any last questions, I'm probably going to talk. You know what? I'm going to use this time. I'm probably going to talk about Hex. I'm going to talk about Solana. But going forward with Helium, we're going to have possibly a few more manufacturers. So let's talk about if you don't have a Helium miner and you want to get it now. Here would be my strategy. Strategy number one: find a program like iHub, iHub Global, Emirate, FairSpot. There's like 10 programs. Download my Helium mining report, and it has links to some of the programs. So get a Helium miner in your house as fast as possible. Then what you want to do is you want to basically stock all of the manufacturers on Twitter. Twitter. You want to sign up for their email. You want to sign up for maybe their Telegram group, and you want to make sure that you can get these new miners fast. So say, for example, there's a miner called, I don't know, USA Mining, right? And USA Mining says we're going to be proposing to do Helium mining. You want to sign up for their Twitter, you want to sign up for their email. Then when they get approved, they're going to do a pre-sale. Usually in that pre-sale is going to be your best chance to get a miner fast. So it's highly risky though, because you can just get a dud like Nibra. So you sign up for the pre-sale, they do the pre-sale, you buy early, maybe you're the 500th person to buy this miner. All of a sudden that miner comes within a month, instead of like buying now with Bobcat and it takes like 8 months, right? So that would be my best piece of, advice to get the edge. So let's see. Is there a good place to get a Bobcat in Canada? No, there's not a good place. You just got to go through Bobcat if you want the Bobcat in Canada. But like I said, the best way to get a miner is probably to try and go for the new companies. Please do. I need more about Solana before investing. I was eyeing it at $45 Canadian. Should have bought. Should have brought. Hodl your waddle. And Sam's killing it on the Solana staking. And I'm not buying any more till RAK. Okay. Finally got me some Hex. Congratulations. Congratulations. So let's talk about, first let's talk about Solana. It's been a crazy week for Solana. They were attacked, I'm guessing. They were attacked with a DDoS attack, or, there was bots like just doing constant transactions per second. Solana hit 400,000 transactions per second before that the network just got overloaded and like destroyed, and it had to be reset. I'm glad it happened early because people really don't know. Like, crypto people know what Solana is, but people really don't know what Solana is, and they're doing a lot of promotion. So maybe this hiccup is going to make them stronger. However, it's not great that the blockchain stopped and had to be like paused for 12 hours and restarted, right? So, but it's growing pain. So I believe in SBF and his team. They've been solid. They're running a lot of different crypto infrastructure plays. So I believe in them. Now, what I like about Solana is a high-speed blockchain. So like I said, 400,000 transactions per second is what they tapped out at. Normally during the day, they're doing 500 to 1,500 transactions per second. Number two, the leadership. Sam Bankman-Fried is a Wall Street guy. He's an American Wall Street guy. Billionaire right now. He started in around 2017. He's worth about $20 billion now. He's still working every day. He lives in his office. He sleeps in his office. He's very dedicated to crypto. One of the things that you see normally is someone's in the crypto for the technology. The second that they get rich, they're gone buying Lambos and just doing donuts around, the earth with their Lambo. SBF and his team seem to stay together. They're a tight-knit team, and they do work and they do well. So what I like about Solana is that they got good leadership. The technology is needed. Now, why is the technology needed? I've been using Ethereum for 4 years. The gas fees for Ethereum used to be in the cents, like 30 cents, 40 cents, $1, $2, $5. Today, if I wanted to send someone $1 on the Ethereum network, it's going to cost $9. It's crazy. So if you're trying to compete with banks, you have to have at least close to free fees there are. Solana solved this. On their blockchain, it's 0.0000, I think it's four zeros, like 8 cents to send a transaction on Solana. You can run games on the blockchain. They were running games on Ethereum, it just destroyed it, right? So NFTs, okay, if you want to mint an NFT, I heard someone tell me they got a free NFT, and to like get the NFT in the smart contract, it was $1,000. That's crazy. You can't use Ethereum. Like Ethereum is becoming a rich man's sport. So that's the problem with Ethereum right now. So this is where Solana comes in again. Less than a dollar. Less than a dollar. It's fractions of a cent, right? They measure their speed in milliseconds. They measure their the transactions in cents, in like fractions of a cent. That's why Solana can be scalable. Now the problem is because they're so cheap, it's easy to attack. So they got to figure out how to stop the attacking. So also in the fiat world, there are more than 5,000 borrow and lending places. So there will only be one chain. Not sure what that means. And then Des says Cardano. Cardano, we don't know. We don't know. So when Cardano gets to a critical mass of like 100,000 users, 200,000 users, a million users, we'll see what the fees are. Cardano is just slightly better than Ethereum. So, but apparently they've programmed things in a different way, or maybe you don't even need to like do gas or something. I don't know. But anyways, that's the way it is. So that's why I like Solana. That's why I bought Solana, in the 20s when it dipped. I think it went from 20 to 40. It dipped back to 20. I bought more. And I staked it, and I'm just going to keep staking it, earning yield. I'm earning 11% on mine. I think now the yield's down to 7%, but it might just be because people are buying at a higher price. So, yeah. Okay, so people thinking there will be only one chain offering DeFi doesn't make sense to me. No, there'll always be there are multiple banks, there's multiple chains, there's multiple TV channels, there's multiple streaming channels. There's always going to be multiple options. Matt says Bitcoin's chart is forming a golden cross. CNBC is saying now is the time to buy Bitcoin. In my opinion, if you're a long-term investor, Bitcoin averages 200%, 200% per year. I'm pretty sure. So 200% per year is what Bitcoin averaged. So even if you bought Bitcoin at the top and then it dropped 85%, if you hold for 3 years, there's been like no period of 3 years. If you look at the charts, there's been no period of 3 years where you lost money on Bitcoin. However, I think Hex is better than Bitcoin. So I would actually buy Hex and not Bitcoin. Why? Because they changed proof of work. Instead of doing proof of work, they're just using the Ethereum blockchain, right? So they're not creating another set of mess, and then they're actually inflating the coins, and they're actually, it's like proof of like HODL, I guess it would be. So you hold your coins, you stake your coins, and then you get paid to stake your coins. So I could say, will we ever find out who owns Bitcoin? Matt, that's a good question. Yeah, proof of weight. Matt, that's a good question. So, yes, we already know who owns a lot of Bitcoin, but we don't know, like, we're not going to know who Satoshi is, apparently. I don't know if he's even alive, but from the research I've done, Satoshi built the community. And then after a few years, like say, I don't know, 5, 6, 7 years, he left. And now no one hears from any Satoshi posting on the Bitcoin Talk website. His coins haven't been moved, so like we don't know if he's alive, whatever, but that happens, right? People move on. Bitcoin doesn't have very much development, doesn't need very much development, but I think they need to figure out how to scale. So, okay, so we talked about Solana, why I like Solana. Today, would I buy Solana? Probably not at this price. I would probably buy more Hex at this price. I'm just very biased towards Hex because that's where the returns are. Okay, so now let's talk about Hex. Satoshi forgot his wallet. Yeah, yeah, that's true. So you know what? Who owns Bitcoin? Whoever owns private keys can use the Bitcoin in that wallet. That's what it comes down to, right? So, um, yeah. Okay, so let's talk about Hex. Why I like Hex. So Hex is the highest appreciating asset of all time on Earth, right? Bitcoin has done 6.5 million X. Hex is doing the exact same curve, right? So the reason why I buy Hex is I can buy, $10 worth of Hex, and I'm predicting by my calculations, this is just for me, that Hex will be worth, 100x more than it is today, 5 years from now. So if I can buy a coin today that's worth 100x in 5 years, then my savings is up 100x, my buying power is up 100x. Now, what's going to happen in the next 5 years in the economy? We know that the government is going to print money, right? So the government's going to print money over and over again to what? Apparently, they're going to build affordable homes. They're going to make better highways. This is not just, North America. This is all over the world. Governments are printing money to give people who don't have money, to give people who don't have jobs. So as they print the money, the dollar is just going to go down into the ground. As the dollar goes down into the ground, people are going to try and find other options. And the other option is crypto. And crypto is going to keep going up. So cryptocurrency in general is the highest appreciating asset on Earth, right? So if we look at the top 10, so I'm just going to go on the top 10 cryptos like right now. Let's go to Nomics and we'll look at the top 10 cryptos. So I know that, Bitcoin at the beginning of the year, Bitcoin was $6,000 or $8,000. Now it's like $47,000, right? Ethereum was in like the hundreds. It's at 3,400. Hex was like a fraction of a cent, like 0.005. Now it's 41 cents, right? Cardano was under $1, right? Now it's $2. So if you like in the top 10, everything you bought in the top 10 a year ago made money, you're probably up 10x. In stocks, you're going to be up 0.1x in a year, like 10%, 30%, 100% maybe. So for me, I want to buy the highest appreciating asset on Earth, which is crypto. Number two, I want to buy the best appreciating asset on Earth. Hex currently averages, it doubles every 1.9 months going back. Doesn't mean it's going to do that in the future, but Hex doubles every 1.9 months. So why would I buy anything other than Hex? Like I can just wait 2 months from now and it's going to be, possibly 80 cents, right? So the second thing, the why I'm buying Hex, there's a new blockchain called Pulse Chain, which is going to be competing with Cardano and Ethereum. Whatever you have on the Ethereum network is going to be doubled on the Pulse network. So if I invested $5,000 worth of Hex and it turned to 7,000, and then Pulse Chain comes out and they give me the second copy of my coins, now I have double the coin. So in this short term, until Hex and Pulse, or no, until Pulse launches, I'm going to have Ethereum coins, and I'm going to have them in my wallet, not on an exchange, in my wallet. So yeah, okay, other questions. I keep asking for better roads and we keep getting taxed. Yeah, I mean, that's the crazy. Like, why do we have all these, like, how did $20 trillion get spent and no one benefit from it? So I've been getting Crow. How you like Crow? I don't like Crow at all. At all. I would sell it, and I would buy more Hex. The reason why I don't like Crow, it's kind of like the company just prints coins out of thin air whenever they want to, like, give it to people. Like, oh, we're just gonna give the UFC some coin. We're gonna give whoever some coins. There's no use case for it either. You receive Crow and then you buy ETH with it. So everyone who's getting Crow is just dumping it. So I don't like Crow. Um, what books and programs are good for learning about analyzing stocks and crypto charts? I'll get a book right now. All right. I'll get a book, or I got some books right now. So when we're talking about, oh, it's getting hot. Okay, so let's talk about investing. I feel like Matt, like I feel like you're new. I feel like you're new to investing, and it's great that you ask a lot of questions. Like you never stop asking questions, never stop learning. So I'll tell you this: the best investor of all time, or one of the best investors of all time, is Warren Buffett. Warren Buffett is 80 something years old, maybe 85, between 85 and 95 years old. He reads, I think, 400 pages a day now because he can't read as fast as he used to when he was young. When he was younger, he read 700 pages a day. So he's reading like a book a day for like 60 years. So how can you catch up to that? Well, you should read, I don't know, at least 10 pages a day. So when I'm talking about the best books that ever have been for me personally in investing, one of them is not even about investing. It's about raising your personal value level. So your personal value level is what the market values you, say, let's say per hour, right? So if you want to make a lot of money, but you don't have a lot of educational background, well, you have multiple options, right? You can be in trades, you can start your own business, you can partner with people that are smart and organize the business with them. But what you want to do is you want to, this is one of the books, right? So this book is Dale Carnegie, How to Win Friends and Influence People. So the reason why this book is important because communication is very important when it comes to business and networking and connecting, right? So, this book is like how to get out of a mental rut, enable you to make friends easily, increase your popularity, help you win people in your way of thinking, increase your influence and ability to get things done, enable you to win clients and new customers, increase your earning power. This book was written in like 19 1930 or something like that. And someone wrote notes. This isn't me, but it says, no criticism. It says, show people sincere appreciation, right? And then WIFM. This is actually amazing. So, what is in it for me? So, when you talk to someone, it's always what is in it for them, not what is in it for you, right? So, you want to talk to someone in their interest. So, this is like an amazing book. I'm pretty sure this book was written in like 1930. In October 1912, Dale Carnegie gave his first class. So, like, this is crazy in this book, right? So, this is like How to Win Friends and Influence People is the first book. Okay. That's amazing. So, number two, this one doesn't have a cover. This one is called No Bull by Michael Steinhardt. So, um, Michael Steinhardt is a legendary investor who ran hedge funds. So, No Bull, My Life in and Out of Markets by Michael Steinhardt. This book is how to run a hedge fund. This is the hedge fund Bible, like how to run a hedge fund, how to run a business, how to make money trading, how to make money as an investor. This is what you want, Matt, right? And, it just talks about different things, right? It's talking about like, you know, like here's a quote. So naturally, we did not get everything right, even in this period of incomparable success. But because makes investing variably requires making judgments with incomplete or inaccurate data, there were times where we got, close to disaster. And what he's talking about is just like in this part of the book, what happens is he is winning everything he does. He's winning everything he does. They're making money, but then they're making investments that are terrible because they're so cocky, right? So he just talks about like the ability to make a decision. So one of the things is the ability to analyze data, right? Make a decision and make an investment really fast, and then while you invest, turn around. So one of the issues is someone will make a decision in investing and they will be wrong. But because of their ego and their pride, they actually just turn around or they actually just double down and double down and double down. For example, buying Blockbuster Video, right? When you're wrong, you need to sell. And then maybe you can go back in later, right? So, what book was that? The title? So, this title is called. So, the first one was How to Win Friends and Influence People. The second one is called Noble. So No Bull by Michael Steinhardt is the second book, right? And it's My Life in and Out of Markets. If you just Google Michael Steinhardt, you're going to see this guy, I think he averaged over 16% per year for like, a decade plus, maybe 2 decades plus. Okay, third book. Third book is Tony Robbins. So Tony Robbins, Money Master the Game. So it also comes down with your personal, raising your personal value level, right? So Money Master the Game. I first of all started off reading Tony Robbins self-help books, right? Just how to be a better person, how to, deal with your emotions, how to communicate better, how to, read people better. And so Tony Robbins, what he did was he went to the 50 of the world's greatest investors and he asked them the questions. So instead of him telling you how to do things, he went to Carl Icahn. How do I do things? Warren Buffett. How do I do things? The CEO of JP Morgan, he went to the most experienced and the richest people on the planet, which is very similar to Think and Grow Rich, which is what I think Andrew Carnegie did, where he went to like the richest people on the world and spent time with them. So, this is like a simple 7-step blueprint that anyone can use to secure financial freedom, right? So what are you going to do? You're going to create a guaranteed lifetime income stream that you'll never outlive. You're going to reach your financial goals 30% quicker and retire up to 10 years sooner, right? Achieve peace of mind, peer into the minds of 50 of the world's successful greatest investors. Learn how you can apply never before revealed investment strategies, invest like the wealthy. So this is an amazing book. Rich Dad, Poor Dad, I read that. One of my favorite books of all time because it's so simple to read. Robert Kiyosaki. I also went to Rich Dad, Poor Dad, like a 2-day workshop, and they just break down all these different things. And some of the things I learned in that, I remember: buy and sell to create cash, buy and hold to create wealth, right? So that was talking about real estate. You buy and flip houses to create cash, but then you buy and hold apartments and complexes to create wealth. So yeah, Rich Dad Poor Dad is an amazing book. So Tony Robbins, Money Master of the Game, 7 Steps to Financial Freedom. This is an amazing book. It has graphs, it has charts, it has your dream bucket, it has ideal life costing. One of the good things about this is ideal life costing. People think they need $1 billion to live well, but actually, what you find out is that like you actually can't spend $1 billion like rationally, right? You can just buy a bigger yacht, you can buy a bigger house, but actually, if you have $10 million, which is a lot of money, right? Someone with $10 million and someone with $1 billion actually don't live different lifestyles. It's just so hard to out earn that. So this is very interesting. So let's see. My buddy said if you don't start reading Rich Dad Poor Dad this week, can I read it? Then I read it in a week. That's awesome, man. You read it, man, read it like 3-4 times because you just catch different things every time. So what I'd say is ideal life costing. What you want to do is you want to price out how much your life costs if it was the perfect life. Then you want to break down how much that costs per month and how much that costs per day. And you want to see what kind of business investments and things that you can do to earn that money. But then you want to take your earnings and you want to invest those earnings to make cash flow. So yeah, Tony Robbins, Money Master of the Game. Amazing book. Last but not least, Peter Lynch, One Up on Wall Street. So the reason why I like this book, Peter Lynch, One Up on Wall Street, this is the book that taught me how to pick stocks. It taught me how to pick businesses, companies. For example, if I wanted to invest in the real estate industry and I wanted to invest specifically in hotels, this book teaches you how to invest in hotels, how to pick which one is the best. What's better, the Marriott, the Hampton Inn, the Four Seasons, the Four Point Sheraton, like the Westin. Which one do you want to invest in? And this teaches you simple ways on how to figure out if a business is successful or not. One Up on Wall Street by Peter Lynch. Also on YouTube, there's one speech that Peter Lynch gave at like an investing club, and it's like 10, 15 years old. Just type it in, like Peter Lynch's, like, I don't know, seminar, Peter Lynch speech. It's 1 hour long, and he's just talking, summarizes the book in this 1 hour talk. He's a really funny guy. So the reason why I like Peter Lynch, One Up on Wall Street, is it shows you how to beat I would say 95% of investors by being simple. So for example, Leah, right? What's up? What's up in Cali? I should send you one of these helium miners. Anyways, the things that I want to say is like, for example, first I'm just talking about is a musician, an interior designer from in school, right? So maybe when you're investing, what you do if you were practicing interior design, maybe you find out who's selling all the couches, who's selling all the lights, right? And then you realize, oh, everybody buys this kind of lights. Eglo is a type of light. Maybe I want to invest in Eglo. And then you become a light investing expert and you find out the fastest growing companies selling lights. So what you do is you take your personal experience instead of going on Wall Street bets and doing meme stocks. You take your personal experience, and this book teaches you how to use your personal experience to get the edge investing. Then all of a sudden, now you found a good light company. Now you found a good, a good flooring company. Now you found the company that makes the grout in everyone's tiles. Like that's what you want to do and find the growing company. So he calls it a 10 bagger. A 10 bagger is a stock that goes from $1 to $10 or from $10 to $100, right? So you make 10x your return. And that's what he does every single day. So he does not buy a stock if it's not going to be a 10 bagger. And he also doesn't buy a stock if it's not reasonable to predict that this is going to do this. So usually it's based on their growth. Their revenue growth and their earnings growth is going up and to the right. So yes, learning to find your edge in a niche market. This book changed my life in investing. So also the other one's called Beating the Street. He has one called Beating the Street, one's called One Up on Wall Street, and then he has the YouTube. I would just watch the YouTube and he tells you. So um, that was a great question, long-winded answer, but those are the best books that I've ever read in investing, and you know that's all I can say. So last but not least, um, last but not least, once again we're going to talk about Hex. Thanks for the like. Thanks for the like. Okay, so what is the most important thing in investing? It's the time value of money. Every time that I was doing a graph, every time that I was doing a chart, or not a chart, but a DCR, right, where I'm just taking the income of a company and I'm projecting it like months out. The number one thing that I needed was the time value of money. I needed my money to grow over 5 years, 10 years, whatever. Okay. The reason why I like Hex is because it literally pays you to hold money, right? So if I hold for 1 year, I can get like a 12 to 20% return, right? If I hold for 5 years, if I hold this coin for 5 years, they give you 100% more coins. So not only if I had 100 coins, I hold them for 5 years, I now have 200 coins. But now if the price goes up, if the price goes up 100%, right? I've actually got 200% gains. Like it compounds. If the price goes up 200% and I doubled my coins, that's 400% gain. So you're compounding your wealth. So Hex, you can actually stake your coins for up to 15 years. So this is what happens. You buy the coin. The coin is going to go up and to the right. It's going to be in my opinion, the highest performing asset in all of crypto, all of stocks, all of investing. You can get into this today. Very simple. Okay. Number two, if you decide to hold your coins and stake, you are paid the inflation on the coin. So miners in cryptocurrency, the miners are paid to uphold the network. In Hex, there are no miners. The stakers are paid to uphold the price. Because when you say, I'm going to not sell my coins for 2 years or 5 years or 10 years or 15 years, you get paid interest. So currently, if you were to stake for 10 years, right, you would get paid 35% annual interest. So 35% annual interest for 10 years, plus you're going to triple your coins, plus you're going to get the price appreciation. This is the craziest amount of gains that you're going to make. Where if you just hold Bitcoin, that's it. If you just mine helium, right, you don't make any more helium. So Francois Sanchez says you deserve 100x in the number of subscribers. Thanks. Thanks, Brent. You know what? I don't measure my success in subscribers. I would love to have more subscribers. I don't measure my success in subscribers. I measure it in impact. If I can just impact people's lives and make their life better, help you, work smarter, not harder. That's all I want to do. So, yeah. So where do you stake Hex? You stake Hex on the Hex platform, which is go.hex.com. So you're going to go to go.hex.com, and then you're going to let's see. You're going to go to go.hex.com, and then you're going to hit stake, and then there's a staking spot. Now, another thing, you've seen all the hacks in DeFi. There's hundreds of hacks, millions of dollars being stolen. Hex.com is 100% uptime, no hacks, no rug pulls, no scams, and almost 10,000x return in 2 years. Now, is it too late? It could be too late. Yes, it could be too late. We might be buying the top of all time. However, probability, in my opinion, it's not too late because Bitcoin did 6.5 million X, Hex did 10,000 X. So we're still away from 6.5 million X, right? And in my opinion, Hex is better than Bitcoin because you don't have the people dumping to buy more miners, right? They have to dump their coins to buy more miners, dump their coins to buy the electricity bill, dump their coins to get more equipment because this goes out in 2 years. Your staking doesn't go out in 2 years, right? So that is why I think Hex is better. So also Hex.vision, another thing, you can predict the supply of coins by using Hex.vision because everyone that stakes has an end date. It's all on the blockchain. It's all public information. So you can see which month where someone's going to sell a ton of coins. And you can just either sell yours before or wait until after. So at the end of the day, what you're doing is you're compounding your money. You want to turn $1 into $1,000, right? You want to turn $1 into $100, $1 into $10, $1 into $1,000. The only way you can do that is buying assets that are growing with product market fit, that pay you more interest, that pay you more coins, that are secure and safe, and that are locked and that you don't get robbed, right? So if you go to, I think it's hexdailystats.com, you can track how many people are buying this coin. So say the coin dies, right? Say I stop YouTubing and you don't know if the coin's dying or not. You can go to hexdailystats.com. Today's day 654, right? Today, the coin is 38 cents. A T-share is $7,000. We'll talk about that later. The liquidity, right, is $31 million on Uniswap. And then let's see. There is a column called change in holders. Okay. So right now there's 300. What's today? So September 17th, 2021, there's 348,000 Hex investors or Hex holders. 348,000. Today alone, 854 people bought Hex that weren't original holders. Yesterday, 866. The day before that, 1,000. 7 days before that, 2,000 people bought in one day, right? So it's growing. It's growing on an exponential basis. But then stakers, it's like 300 stakers between 300 and 700 stakers a day. So what this means is 348,000 people are buying Hex, right? Imagine in a year, maybe there's 1 million people that own Hex, and then there's less and less supply because those 1 million people are all fighting for the same coins, right? So Angel, he is talking about Hex. It's a crypto that costs 38 cents right now. Yeah. The reason why I'm talking about this crypto is, Zaki was talking in the chat. He decided to buy a condo, I think it was, in his hometown, and he wanted to put an Airbnb. The pandemic hits. He still owes the mortgage for the condo and the fees and whatever, but people aren't traveling like they were anymore. Right? He bought Hex. He bought $1,800 worth of Hex, right? I think in January. Today, it's worth $100,000. So that has helped him get through the pandemic, by just investing. Imagine turning $1,800 into $100,000. Now, obviously, these results can't be relied on. They're not typical, and past performance doesn't indicate future performance. But this is changing lives, man. $1,800 to $100,000. Now you can take $100,000, what, buy something else. So yeah, boom. Right now, he's staking. He's holding long term. What did I say about Pulse Chain? Pulse Chain is going to double your stack. So when Pulse comes out, he's going to have double the coins. Now he has $200,000 in coins from an $1,800 investment. That's why I love Hex so much, right? For me, what I did, I got paid out for my pension, right? Because I got out of the military, and I watched in the pandemic my pension go from this, like, and it's just tanking, and I can't do nothing about it because the government is trading it, right? And I'm just watching it tank, 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 tank. It goes down like 40%. Right now, they give me my check. They're like, "Here's your money, but 40% is gone." Right? I'm like, "Thanks for working for you for 17 years. You lose 40% in a month in 8 months. What are you doing?" What did I do? I took it. I put it all in Hex. Right? I paid off my debt. I put it all in Hex. What happened? It 5x'd. It 5x'd in 2 months. There we go. This is like changing lives. It's changing my life. It's changing my friend's life. It's like it's changing everyone's life. This is why I'm so bullish about it, right? So it's very hard that when someone says, "Hey, look at this shitcoin. Hey, look at Shiba Inu. Hey, look at whatever." I'm like, "Bro, it's not better than Hex." That's why I'm very like linear when I'm talking about it. So, 5x your coins, then you double that. So that I'm gonna be up like, knock on wood, 10x in months. Who 10x's in months, right? So, yeah, that's why I love Hex. So, okay, you sold me on Hex. Thank you. I know how it feels. Canada tanked my Air Canada stocks. Yeah. I was up $8 a share until the Canadian government bought at 25. Yeah, man. 108 gas fees right now, though. So that's the problem with the gas fees on Ethereum, but Pulse Chain is going to solve that. So right now, yes, it does cost. The transaction fee is going to be up to $100, but it's worth it. It's worth it. You just hold, man. You just hold. So yeah, thank you very much, everyone. If you got any last questions, post it. We've been talking for an hour. I think this was a good stream. Yeah, T shares. Can you explain T shares? Okay, so the way Hex did it is there's like billions um, of coins, right? That's why it's like such a small number. So T share stands for like trillion shares. And what it's doing is calculating the future value of the interest you're earning. So remember, if you just hold Hex liquid in your wallet, all you have is the coin and you're being diluted. Why? Sorry. Why are you being diluted? Because Hex inflates its coins by 3.69% per year. Now, what happens is currently only 9% of the 100, so there's 300,000 stakers, only like 50,000 people are staking. So because it's 3% of all the coins, what happens is because 1/10 of the people are staking, you're actually getting like 35% staking returns, right? So with T share, what happens is it takes the amount of Hex that you're investing, and it calculates the interest like going into the future, and it makes it into a share. So what happens is when you stake, you're going to burn your Hex coins, so you don't have your Hex coins anymore, and you have a T share. The T share is your share of the daily interest, right? So if you have one T share, right, out of the trillion shares that there are, that is one trillionth of the daily interest, which is still 35% right now. So then what happens when your staking ends? You trade your T share for your Hex coins again. But now it's not only the coins that you originally invested in, it's also the coins that you got as a bonus. So, right, you started off with, 50,000 Hex. You staked it for 5 years. Now you have 100,000 Hex. But now the price went up. So they give you your Hex back. And that's what a T share is. So the goal is to have as many T shares as possible. So today, one T share costs, by Hex Daily Stats, $7,200. So if you put $7,200 worth of Hex, you would get a T share, which is 18,000. I believe it's like 18,700 Hex. Let me see. Let me check the number today. Let me refresh. Yeah, please drop a like on this video. Please drop a like for sure. So yeah, today a T-share costs, I believe, 18,662 per T-share, which is about $7,000 for a T-share. So if I put 18,000 in this thing, this calculator, yeah, it's 18,663 coins is a T-share. Now, if I was to stake that for 365 days, if you were to stake it for 365 days, it actually changes your amount of hex that you have. Now you have 1.2 T shares because you got 25% more interest, right? Now, if you were to add a zero, you would stake it for 10 years, you'd go from 1 T share to 3 T shares. So you actually tripled your coins. So that's why it's so important to have like the T shares and hex. Next question. Always fun talking with you, bro. Learn something new every day. And if anyone needs help with Helium, get at me on Telegram and Twitter. So yeah, just join the Telegram group. Simon's always in there. Thanks for the explanation of T-shares. Heard of Axion, the fork of Hex? Really? I didn't know there was a fork of Hex. I wish I could drop 10 likes. Thank you. I will Google this. So what I can tell you is there's been copies of Hex that have happened so far, and all of them have like gone to zero. So I would be, wow. Hmm. This is crazy. And it does exactly 5555. Okay, so what I would say what I would say about Axion, it says highly secured, fully audited smart contract running on the Ethereum blockchain revolutionary staking platform. 104 out of billion, 70% is staked. 170 Bitcoin, 20,000 wallets. Are you sure this is real? This is crazy. So what I would do, honestly, I've never heard of Axion in my life. What I would say, am I holding for 10 years? Yes, I am. I'm actually holding up to 15 years. So this is what I did. It's called a staking ladder. So um, say you had $10,000 of US dollars to put into Hex. What I would do is what I did. It's not advice, right? So what I did was out of that 10,000, I would put maybe 2,000, and I'd stake that for 15 years. Now what happens is it's like a prison sentence. So say you get 10 years, usually you only got to serve 5. So the way Hex works is if you serve 5 of the 10 years, you get your principal back, and then you don't get any of the bonus. But if for every day that you go over that 5 years, you start to get the interest and bonus. So if you do 10 out of 10 years, you know you just tripled your coins. But if you say after 1 year, oh, I'm breaking my stake, you know what happens? Well, you didn't do what you said you were going to do, so you're penalized. You're probably going to lose 90% of your coins. Now, where does the 90% of your coins go to? All the people who did what they said they were going to do. So now all of a sudden we get a boost, right? So Des says, I heard of Axion, but I believe it was hacked. Not sure. You know what? It was probably fake hacked, right? It probably they took people's money, then they said we got hacked, and they robbed people. I wouldn't go with Axion, man. If you wanna try a little bit, sure, but like you need to make sure that you know someone that can audit that code and like make sure that there's no backdoors to like take all of your money, right? So, um, yeah, I'm just gonna stick with the tried, tested, and true. This coin's up 10,000x in 2 years. So yeah, yeah, out of the $10,000, 2,000 might be going for 10 years. Then another 2,000 or 2,000 might be going for 15 years. 2,000 for 10 years, 2,000 for 8 years, and then 2,000 for 4 years, and then the rest you can buy more later or whatever. And the reason why you want to do that is because the longer you stake, the more coins you tripled. So that $2,000 that you put down for 15 years is actually $6,000 today if you do what you said you're going to do. So then if the price goes up, it could be 20, 100. So what you're doing by making a staking ladder is ensuring that you have income being unlocked when you need it in the future. So you're locking up your coins. You're going to get future interest in the future. And yeah, sorry if I'm a hand talker, man. I talk a lot with my hands. But anyways, um, yeah, that's about it. So thank you, everyone. Like I said, please like the video on YouTube. Subscribe to GSK Wealth Builders. We can continue the conversation on Telegram. We're always in there in Telegram. I'm going to go take my miner. I'm going to go get it synced. I'm going to get rid of my other miner and go from there. So thank you very much, everyone. And yeah, I hope to do more streams in the future. And please, put a comment, smash the like button, and let's get it going. So I'm pretty sure, what does TFM say? I'm pretty sure Axion is legit, but who knows? The guy that I heard big it up also likes Hex and Pulse Chain. All I'm going to say is from my perspective, I assume every single project I've never heard of a scam. And then I do my research to make sure it's not a scam. Then maybe I'll put in a minimal amount of money so that if I lose that money, I'm not hurting. So and then like scale it in over time. The problem with these new projects is like, you don't want to lose your money just because you're chasing a new thing when you could have just stuck to the old thing, right? So we know Bitcoin is tried, tested, and true. We know Ethereum is tried, tested, and true. We know, Hex. We know that the top 10, top 50 coins, most of them are solid, right? You just find a random coin like that, it's risk-adjusted return. So because you don't know that it's a scam or not, you can't put a lot of money in it. And because you can't put a lot of money in it, when it goes up, well, you can't make a lot of money in it, right? So with something that's safe, you can put more money in it because you know the money's safe. So that's the way that I do it. So yeah, thanks a lot, Matt. Thanks a lot, TFM. Shout out to Quebec, shout out to Cali. Shout out to all the other places that subscribed. And yeah, we're gonna do some more streams later. And if you have any other topics that you want me to stream about, just comment about it and I'll get it. So yeah, thanks a lot, everyone. Make sure you get your miners, right? You can get a free miner sent to your house for free from Emirate, right? Emirate.io. They'll send you one. Then you can buy one, and then you can cut out the plug, and instead of taking 80% of your coins, you keep 100% of your coins. So make sure you do that. And FairSpot, you want to go with FairSpot if you're in America. So there's no excuses. If you have $0 and you want to get into crypto, you can start by getting into crypto mining. And then once you are comfortable with it, you can invest. So that's what I would do if I were you. So thank you, everyone, and take care. Oh, man, shout out to Denmark. I want to visit there sometime. Last time, I was in Europe was like 8 years ago. So yeah, hope you're doing it big in Denmark. So take care, everyone. I'm out. What a good stream.